Welcome everyone to part two of the book review called That Will Never Work by Mark Randolph. This is the story of Netflix. I read you guys chapter two last week, but I'm gonna read you guys chapter four. It's called Getting the Band Back Together. This is on July 1997, 9 months before launch. A week after we mailed the CD, I found myself at the head of an A-top at the Cupertino hobbies halfway through a massive BLT, half-eaten burgers and crinkle cuff rice littered the table, pushed aside to make room for binders, notebooks, and coffee cups. We were really doing it. We didn't choose hobbies because the food was good, and we weren't meeting at hobbies in an effort to keep our idea secret. In fact, secrecy was the least of our concerns. I'd realized by then that telling people about my idea was a good thing. The more people I told my idea to, the more I received good feedback, and the more I learned about previous failed efforts. Telling people helped me refuse the idea, and I usually made people want to join the party. We had to meet at Hobie's because we were in a weird in between place, moving toward being a real company, but without any kind of office or the money to rent one. Christina and Tay, those are some of the early members of Netflix, did hours of market research, and over there, Cobb salads would present it to us. In the past week, I've gone to 15 video stores, and here's what I learned. T would say, before Christina pulled out her preliminary drawings of what she thought the site might look like. Boris and Vita, other members of Netflix, would huddle with Eric talking about tech specifics in a language so advanced I really understood only every other word. I was usually doing about three things at once. While my body was at the table, attending to these conversations, my brain was often elsewhere, trying to figure out how to convince a new person to join our team, or what we should call ourselves, or where we land once we had our funding finalized. I also needed a CFO, and I had an eye on a guy I knew from Borland named Dwayne Messinger. He fit the profile exactly. Professional with a work history that included close to a decade at Price Waterhouse. Going forward, growth is God over the Santa Cruz Mountains, but Santa Cruz, it's vulgar. I wanted some of Santa Cruz laid back ethos for my company. I didn't want to attract just the same group of ambitious young tech workers from over the hill. I wanted free thinkers, people who were slightly outside the box. I wanted things to be different. I wanted life balance for me and for my coworkers. I wanted Santa Cruz access to trails and waves and a more relaxed way of life. And I didn't want to have to spend 2 hours every day commuting to Palo Alto. If I was going to start my own company, I wanted it to seamlessly integrate with my life. I wanted my kids to be able to come by the office for lunch, and I wanted to be able to drive home for dinner with them without spending hours itching along in a conga line of ears. I was looking at office space in Santa Cruz, but until we had money in hand, we were stuck with a Scotts Valley beat Western. And I'll leave it right there. Once again, I recommend the book. That Would Never Work. Next week will be part 3. And man, there's a reason why this book is national bestseller. I highly recommend this book for business leaders, entrepreneurs. You won't regret buying this book. Thank you for watching this part 2 of this book review. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.